Good evening, folks, and welcome to DuePoint. Welcome to everyone who's on our live stream out there. It is the end of the year. We've got just a few weeks left before 2018 is all over. As I said, thank you for your time. Welcome to DuePoint again. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint, and I'm going to be spending about 45 minutes with you as we go through what we call our DuePoint introductory business presentation. You are very welcome on the chat to speak to Bridge, who's attending to our YouTube stream. Ask any questions, introduce yourself, mention where you are, perhaps how many guests you have with you this evening, and I'm sure she'll be able to answer any of the questions that you might have. All right, so let's begin. As you can see, we're a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company, so know that we are a regulated business in South Africa. We've been around for a very long time, nearly 7 decades. We were founded in 1952, so we're a business that has been operating successfully in South Africa for a very long time. The FSP number that we operate under is that one that you see over there. You'll find our financial services licenses on display on our website. We've got them up here in our foyer at our head office. You can go to the FSCA website, find them on their website. But it is important that from this moment that you start to build trust in this business. We take credibility very seriously here at DuePoint because we respect everybody that comes to consider our business. We have aspirations of building long-term relationships with the people that join us in this business, and so that we'll do everything that we can to answer any questions that you might have. But make sure that you do not leave this business presentation with any questions still in mind. Make sure that you have everything answered so that you start progressing in this proposed partnership that we're going to be speaking about this evening. The senior staff here at DuePoint are these people up on screen. So the first 3 individuals, Brendan, Tim and Stacey, are registered chartered accountants. They're all very experienced in financial services. Brendan heads up this division, and he is very successful and experienced, particularly in insurance. He was the Chief Operating Officer of Prime Meridian Direct, which is one of the biggest short-term insurers in the country. Jane and myself are the 2 non-accountants. Jane is very experienced in direct marketing and referral marketing, and that's fairly important to us as a business because we have decided through our marketing channels to direct our efforts at the public and offer them a remuneration structure with regards to helping us and collaborating with us in this business. And so Jane is very experienced in that aspect of business, and that becomes paramount for growth for DuePoint in South Africa. Then myself, I've been working in the digital media space for about 25 years. I ran my own agency for about 15 years. So our senior team, along with our client service team and admin staff, the mandate of everyone that works here at DuePoint is to make sure that we support everybody that decides to join us in this endeavor, to the extent that they are effective, that you are profitable, most importantly, in this business as quickly as possible, and that people are happy in our business. Like I said before, we are trying to build longevity, these long-term relationships with people that decide to partner with us in this business. Very quickly, we discuss the circumstance that we find ourselves in. I was very pleased to hear this week that we are getting a little bit of a Christmas gift early in the note that the petrol price is decreasing by about R1.80 per litre. Wow. But to be realistic about the general outlook, the economy of South Africa, there's not too much to be looking forward to. It is going to take South Africa a very long time to fix its economy, if indeed we do start fixing our economy. But from a personal finance point of view, we have to start addressing the risk that a lot of us find ourselves in. And DuePoint is exactly that. DuePoint is a business opportunity that mitigates that risk. We are perhaps in a comfort zone where we feel safe if we have jobs, that job will be able to provide for us in the long term. But we get a lot of statistics that show typically what personal finance looks like for a lot of individuals, and it is fraught with risk. A lot of people being retrenched, a lot of people not doing enough for themselves in the 45 years that they work to secure dignified retirements for themselves. There's some horrible statistics around that. I'm going to go through that. Suffice to say that each individual watching this presentation this evening knows what necessity there is for a business like DuePoint in their lives. You know what personal pain you have from a finance point of view, a debt point of view, and this is a business that is certainly there to be able to leverage a better position for you in future. And we are hopefully a bastion of hope for South Africans. But out of a lot of that negativity and that necessity, DuePoint was born. So 2.5 years ago, Constantia launched the DuePoint system. We have a number of aspirations in mind for ourselves as a business, as well as for the people that join us in this business. And one of those biggest aspirations are for people to start becoming focused on wealth creation. When we speak about wealth creation, we often describe the antithesis between wealth creation and being an employee or a consumer. And one of the biggest hurdles we want people to kind of aspire to getting over is this hurdle of debt. That a lot of South Africans find themselves in. If you can leverage DuePoint to get rid of your debt in this lifetime as quickly as possible, it for the first time puts you in a position where you can start looking at wealth creation. We create true wealth through the ownership of assets, and hopefully assets that create annuity income or appreciate with time. That is where wealth resides. It is not in just earning more money, getting a bigger salary. Wealth does not lie there. Wealth lies in the fact that you actually start creating assets for yourself. That is where wealth lies. And we want people in this business to start thinking like that. And that biggest obstacle first that we have to get over is to get rid of our debt as quickly as possible. You don't need to take 20 years to pay off a bond. You don't have to take 5, 6, 7 years to pay off a car. You don't have to constantly have revolving credit on your credit card or overdrafts on any of your bank accounts. You can get rid of all of that completely as quickly as possible. But it's a decision, it's an attitude that one has to have, and that's something that we're trying to achieve with people here at DuePoint. How does our business work? Basically, as guests, you have the opportunity to join DuePoint this evening. Once you join DuePoint, you have a single task, and that task is to go out and build what we call a channel of distribution. And I'll speak about a channel of distribution all the time because that's our focus here. This is what you have to build at DuePoint. How do you build a channel of distribution? It is basically you going out and connecting people to our business. It's you telling people that you know, strangers, it might be colleagues, family, it doesn't matter who you tell. Go out and tell people about DuePoint. And when you are successful in connecting some of those people to DuePoint, who ultimately become what we call wealth engineers and product owners here at DuePoint, that successful process leads to a host of benefits, which we're going to go through now. Primarily being you get to create an additional income stream. The nature of the income, again, is focused around wealth creation because we don't create once-off activity-based commission-based income. What we do is we create income based on the asset that you've helped build here at DuePoint. And that asset keeps paying you out regardless of your activity, right? And that's the key point. There's the power of duplication, which is a benefit you most certainly want to leverage as much as possible. It's the opportunity for you to go out and build a team around you that will collaborate, hopefully, well with you to build your channel of distribution that much faster and that much more effectively. In turn, that will increase your recurring income much faster than you could do on your own. Our business is FlexiTime. The technology that we have in place allows you to build your channel of distribution anywhere in South Africa at any time of the day because everything that we do is digitally based. Pretty much runs off your mobile phone. There's no startup capital in this business. We don't have boxes of product that you have to buy. We don't have starter kits. We don't have registration fees. We've designed this business to be as low risk as possible so that you have the freedom to consider doing this business without any fear of risk or of losing anything, right? So this gives you great flexibility in terms of being able to do this business, even though you might be skeptical, even though you're still on the journey of building trust in DuePoint and Constantia. There's no qualifications or experience requirements. Again, this business becomes as accessible to the majority of the population in South Africa. You get to build an asset. Now, I've mentioned this before, but it's an asset that you have ownership over. It means you have legal tender over your channel of distribution. It means you can sell your channel if you wanted to in future. It means that your channel of distribution, this asset that you own, doesn't retire you when you get to 60 or 65. But your salary, your day job will retire you. There will become a day where your salary goes from whatever you're being paid to the next month earning zero, right? And we know the large majority of South Africans haven't done nearly enough to secure dignified retirements for them. So no, the time that you sacrifice putting into this business will keep paying you through your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, your 90s. Even when you die, the asset doesn't disappear. You are able to seed your channel of distribution to your children, to your spouse, and you're able to pass on that wealth that you've spent so many years building. There's no selling involved in our business. So some people get confused about this fact. Well, what are we going to be doing when you say we're going to go connect people to DuePoint? Aren't we going to be selling products, any of your products? No, you don't. Fortunately, that is my job. It is Brendan's job to sell products. What you're going to be doing is just introducing people to our business. We will do the selling, right? So you are mandated quite clearly where you are excluded from any sales, promotion, publication, marketing, distribution of products entirely. You've got nothing to do with our products. We will do all of that for you. Your only job is to go out and tell people that there is a business opportunity available and get them to sit in front of a presentation like this where they will learn the balance of what is involved in being a DuePoint wealth engineer. There's no stock and distribution. The nature of our products are financial in nature, and so we don't have, like I said, boxes of product. We make this business very convenient to operate in. So that's the list of benefits. This should hopefully already be pushing you to make a decision as to whether this is a business that you should be considering or not. But your success is definitely predicated on your ability to build a channel of distribution. So this is what a channel of distribution looks like. It begins with you. You become a wealth engineer and a product owner here at DuePoint, and now you are tasked with going out and connecting other people to DuePoint. So you might go speak to 10, 20 people, of which those that you've spoken to come watch a presentation, and some of them decide to become wealth engineers and product owners. That is the beginning of your channel of distribution. With time, right, the people that you've introduced to DuePoint will now start doing the same thing. This is where the collaboration takes place. This is where the power of duplication takes place. Make sure that you bring strong individuals into your team. If you bring weak individuals that are under-resourced to do this business, you won't build a strong channel. You'll build a channel that collapses every other month. You want to bring in strong individuals that have the resources to thrive as a DuePoint wealth engineer. And if you do that, if you get that right, it'll make your life much easier in this business, and you will see that you're able to build a sustainable channel here at DuePoint, right? So that is what a channel of distribution looks like. You are potentially being paid for every single product owning wealth engineer that you see on the screen every single month, because it's recurring income. Remember, it's not activity-based income. My warning to everyone always is do not be romanced by this notion of entrepreneurship. Only the successful entrepreneurs tell about their success, their stories, right, of overcoming the odds. Any entrepreneurial opportunity requires hard work and sacrifice. There is no way around it. There isn't a business that exists on this planet that just happened easily and by luck. It just does not exist. And so you have to have a big enough reason to do this business. If you have a big enough reason to do this business, it will force you to endure the hardship of this business. All right? I love the word passion. So everyone wants to find something that they're passionate about, right? But did you know that the word passion comes from the Latin word passio, and passio means suffering, right? Remember that. You have to have a big enough reason to suffer in a business like DuePoint if you want what DuePoint tells you you can get. So always remember that, right? Never come to me later and say, oh, this business is too difficult. Our business is simple, but it's not easy. So that is my warning to everybody. I'm hoping that I'm preparing you to endure in this business. Let's speak about our products. So we've got 4 financial products here at DuePoint, or at least financially natured products. The products are not arbitrary. They have been designed specifically with wealth in mind. These are not consumer-based products. These are products that are there to either help you build asset value or protect your asset value, or at least reduce your monthly costs a little bit every single month. So we're going to go through them. They're straightforward. There's more information on our website. Our first product is an investment product. It's called Access Wealth. It's going to cost you 324 Rand a month, of which 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment fund, right? You've got full access to that fund. There's no restriction period on that fund. You can draw out your money at any stage, and then we give you 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident death cover. So if you're killed in any form of accident, even if your blood sugar's high and you're killed in a hijacking, we will still pay out that 120,000 Rand plus whatever's in the investment fund. So this is Access Wealth, the investment product. Secondly, we've got Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is purely insurance. It is a personal accident death cover product, but this time for 249 Rand a month, you get 1 million Rands worth of personal accident death cover. The beauty of our personal accident death cover products is that we don't even profile your risk, right? So we don't care. As long as you're between the ages of 18 and 69, doesn't matter what your health status is, you can get this product. The premium remains the same for everybody, right? So there's no discrimination from a risk point of view. The product is the same for everybody and accessible to everybody. Then we've got our family product. So this is Family Wealth. It is a funeral cover product. It starts at 299 Rand a month. It covers 5 family members, and it gives you 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. You can increase this to 30,000 Rands worth of cover, as well as up to 10 family members, and the principal member also gets 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection. So if you have liability, so if you owe anyone money, we will cover up to 10,000 Rand of that liability upon your death. And again, the beauty of Family Wealth is that we don't discriminate against anyone with regards to age or any pre-existing conditions that you might have. Everyone can take up this product between the ages of 69, so wonderfully accessible product again. And then lastly, we've got Wealth Points. Wealth Points is going to cost you 299 Rand a month, and what Wealth Points aims to do is to save you a little bit of money on your monthly expenses. So what we've done is we've approached a number of businesses, we've negotiated discounts and benefits from them, which we get to share with our Wealth Points members. So think about all the money that you spend habitually every single month. We've tried to cover some of those expenses for you. So we've got data partners, right? Instead of spending 100 Rand a gig, you only have to spend 36 Rand on a gig of data. ShopRite Checkers, you get 2% off your entire trolley, as much as you want to shop at ShopRite Checkers. We've got a number of other online retailers. We've got hotels and restaurants through the Entertainer at nearly half price. We've got car manufacturers. So this is a wonderful product if you're looking to benefit from something immediately. You can start benefiting from Wealth Points in your first month. So those are the 4 products. If you want more information, go onto our website. There's an in-depth review video link on each of those web pages, but they are straightforward products. Very quickly, to describe our business model to our guests, very simply, the difference between us and typically other insurance companies is the fact that we don't market or advertise our product. And so we can take that saving, in other words, that budget, right, that typically gets assigned to marketing and advertising, and we can give it to our wealth engineers, right? So all we're doing is we're just reassigning an aspect of our budget. And that's quite simply how this business works. So there are 2 ways to earn here at DuePoint, and that's through our 2 programs. So we've got 2 programs called the Returns Program and the Rewards Program. The Returns Program is the most important. I'm going to discuss that now. I'm going to discuss the Rewards Program towards the end of the presentation. So let's look at the Returns Program. How does this work? The Returns Program is what you earn at the end of every single month. It is the recurring income that you've earned for yourself here at DuePoint. So it's based on a 27.50 Rand fee that we pay for every product that you have in your channel. So if you remember the slide, right, with your channel of distribution on, all those little dots, imagine getting paid 27.50 Rand for every single product on that slide. But it's dependent on where the product lies in relation to you. The closer the product is to you, the more you get paid, and the further the product gets away, then you start getting paid a little bit less, right? So let's look at it carefully. On point 1, so these are people that you've introduced personally to DuePoint. They lie on what we call your first point, and on your first point, you actually earn 27.50 Rand times 200%. So you're earning 55 Rand for every product on point one every month. Remember, because it's recurring income. When those individuals on your first point go out and connect other people, that product lies on your second point. And again, on your second point, you get paid 55 Rand for every single product. And then as the product starts getting further away from you, in other words, your channel is now growing and growing and growing, you see the multiplier drops as the product gets further away from you. All the way down to 0.8, you're still earning 4% of that 27 Rand 50. And we don't stop you there because there's no limit on the size of your channel here at DuePoint. From 0.8 outwards, in theory, to infinity, you'll keep earning 4% of 27 Rand 50. There is no limitation on how much money you can earn at DuePoint, right? Bear that in mind. This business is about time and numbers without any limitation, right? That responsibility falls squarely on your shoulders. Yet people still want to know, well, how much effort do I have to put into this business to earn a certain amount of money? So we built this thing called the Path to Success. It is a projection over the next 5 years. So it's like a 5-year plan. A 5-year plan to becoming a millionaire. Right? What activity is required? Well, in your first month, we expect you to put 3 people into the business. That will get you qualified at DuePoint. So let's say in November, I know November's nearly finished, but let argument's sake say November, you're going to put 3 people in November. It gets you qualified, and then every consecutive month thereafter, you only have to connect 2 people. Right, so 2 people in December, another 2 in January, another 2 in February, and you keep connecting 2 new people on your first point into perpetuity, at least through the next 5 years. And if you can do that, these are the type of numbers you can earn. After 6 months, you'll be earning about 2,500 Rand a month. Right? Now, I'm always interested to see what people's response is when I say 2,500 Rand after 6 months of work. Some people, I'm sure, are going, well, that's not worth my time. Other people are going, oh, that would be great if it was in my pocket right now. Other people are wondering, well, 6 months of work, maybe that's worth it to me. But what I want to do is give you a little more value in what 2,500 Rand actually represents, because this is where the mistake that many people, including myself, make constantly every day as consumers. Because what we do is we give 2,500 Rand the value that we can buy things with. We call it spending value. And this is how consumers think. And this is why we are in a lot of the trouble that we're in today, right? We need to stop being consumers. If you're focused on wealth creation, you don't look at the 2,500 Rand and go, how can I spend it? You go, how can I invest it? How can I turn 2,500 Rand into more value? And I'm going to illustrate it to you, because I know majority of us are indebted. Here we've got an example of someone who's got R1 million of debt in the form of a bond. They owe money on the property that they financed. So R1 million over a 20-year bond at about prime plus 2 is going to cost you 11,500 Rand a month in installments for the next 20 years before you get to own that house, right? But you join DuePoint, and 6 months later you're earning 2,500 Rand. And instead of spending the money, you listen to Rob and you put the 2,500 Rand as an additional payment into that bond. The effect of that is that instead of taking 20 years to pay that bond off, you'll pay that house off in 11.5 years. You have just saved yourself nearly 900,000 Rand in interest payments that you would have made to the bank. If you take 20 years to pay off a property, you're paying back the bank 2.5 times the value of the assets. On R1 million, you're actually paying the bank back 2.5 million. Little 2,500 Rand injection every single month into that bond, you only pay 1.6 million to the bank. Do you see the value in paying your debt off as quickly as possible? At month 12, you're earning nearly 9,000 Rand a month. That's in excess of 100,000 Rand a year. After 24 months, you're close to 30,000 Rand a month, right? Because your channel keeps growing. You're not resetting to zero like your salary does every single month. At month 36, you're earning nearly 50,000 Rand a month. At month 48, you're earning nearly 70,000 Rand a month. And after 5 years, remember we spoke of the 5-year plan, at 60 months, you'll be earning close to R1 million annually. So R1 million extra every single year over and above your salary. Think about that for a second. Now, you can argue with me and go, well, Rob, that's great. Academically, theoretically, that sounds great. And I'll agree with you. But we have people that are on this journey already. We are 2.5 years into this journey. We've got many people joining this business, and we love to bring them up onto stage to share their testimony so that you can see what it's like from their perspective of their experience in this business. So we've got a couple of brand, I don't want to say brand new, but fairly new people in the business. So let's take a look at their numbers. We've got Francina. Francina's a Joburg girl. She's in Midrand. She's been in the business for 14 months. Her earnings are sitting at nearly 3,500 Rand a month. She's introduced 29 people on her first point, so that's the personal work she's done. Those 29 people have helped get 268 people into her channel. The size of her channel sitting at 6 points. So do you see the power of duplication there? That's why you want to bring in good people, so that that expansion, that growth is way more effective than bringing in desperate, weak people into the business. Then we've got Paul. Paul travels around a lot, but his family is based in the Eastern Cape. He's been in the business for 9 months. His channel value is sitting at 3,500 Rand a month. He's introduced 26 people in that 9-month period. That's translated to nearly 200 people in his channel, and his channel is 10 points big. So his channel's really big. So everybody is different. Right? You will have to decide whether this looks worth it to you or not. Then we've got Michael. Michael's also here in Johannesburg. He's been in the business for 8 months. His channel value is sitting at over 4,000 a month already. He's introduced 25 people on his first point, just 25, and that's translated to over 100 people, and his channel size is sitting at 6. Right, so as I said, these are some new people in the business. You can go onto our YouTube channel and go look at all the hundreds of people that we featured on Tell All Tuesday. We've got thousands of people joining this business every single month, and everybody is different. Everyone is different. The system is identical for everybody, yet everyone is doing a completely different thing. Right, there are so many variables that will come into play that dictate that outcome, that return you're going to be earning at the end of the month. But you are at liberty. So our wealth engineers, our guests, you are at liberty to decide what you want out of this business. Don't look at what everyone else is doing. Decide for yourself what you want out of this business. But more practically, you have to decide. Leaving this room, leaving this intro presentation this evening, you've got to walk out having decided how is DuePoint going to fit into your life going forward. Because we are not speaking about a hobby or a New Year's resolution. We are talking about an entrepreneurial venture that requires sacrifice and hard work, and you've got to figure out how it's going to fit into your life regularly, every single week, if you want what is on offer here at DuePoint. Getting started, very straightforward. Jump onto our website. There's a big blue apply button. Go through the application form. It takes about 5 minutes to complete that application to become a wealth engineer. You can do it on the mobile phone of the lead wealth engineer that's invited you to this presentation. But nonetheless, it is a non-event. It's something that's over in 5 minutes. Again, practically you have to decide how to start engaging this business. My suggestion to you would be go watch some of the training, right? We've got a basic series specifically for brand new people in the business, and then set goals for yourself. Decide what you want out of this business and how quickly you want it. You have to have a deadline to your goal because you can't keep yourself accountable otherwise. Prepare the plan. The plan is always how many people do I have to speak to reach my goal. Right? We'll always be able to tell you this is how many people you need to have joining your first point to get to this goal in this much time. We know that statistically what that needs to be, right? And it always boils down to how many people you prepared to speak to every single day. It's as simple as that. Our business is not complicated. It is simple. You need to knock on doors. You need to pick up your phone, speak to people. That's all you have to do. Don't be bothered about whether people are going to say yes or no to you. Be bothered about how many doors you can knock on. Right? So it's very simple getting started. Consider getting merchandise. This is very powerful, especially from a first impressions point of view. At the beginning of the presentation, I told you that we take as a business credibility very seriously. Why? Because people will make a judgment in seconds when you sit down in front of them. Right? When I stand up in front of you, you've all judged me already very quickly, right? Fortunately, I've got 45 minutes with you. You've only got a couple of seconds. The merchandise will help you be more successful in prospecting because people will see that you take the business seriously just by having a notebook and business cards and perhaps a pen. That's all you need, right? It already changes people's impressions of you with regards to this business. Join our Facebook page. We're very active on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. All our videos on the YouTube channel, all the productions that we've done over the last 2.5 years, all those testimonies that you want to go watch and the training, it's all on YouTube, easily accessible. Make sure you download the mobile app available for Android and Apple devices. That app tells you what's happening in your business in real time, right? That is the heartbeat that's going to tell you whether you are in good state or a bad state and how to remedy it, more importantly. Don't be scared to make mistakes. Make sure that you can fix your mistakes. Then on to a rewards program. So you might have forgotten that we have a rewards program too here at DuePoint. It's not as important as the returns program, but it is certainly the cherry on top here at DuePoint. So how does the rewards program work? Basically, we reward you for your activity and success in building your channel here at DuePoint. So when you reach certain milestones in building your channel, there are these rewards waiting for you. So they serve as great incentive. To start out, you will start out as a rank 0 wealth engineer, right, before you get anything going. But to get to rank 1, all you need is 1,000 XP. We give you XP. XP stands for experience points. We give wealth engineers XP for everything that they do here at DuePoint. So getting 1,000 XP literally takes about 60 seconds. You need 4 products in your qualified channel, and when you meet the XP and the channel size requirement, you become a rank 1 wealth engineer. And at rank 1, we give you an extra 55 Rand reward at the end of the month. All right? Very small reward, but you're on the board. You're on the board. You've just proven to yourself you can get to any rank in our business. You have, sincerely. You've proved to yourself that you can get to any rank in our business because all you're doing is knocking on doors. The people at rank 20, the millionaires at rank 20, they're only knocking on doors. They're not doing anything special. Right? That's why I say the business is simple. And then as you start to rank up, there are tools awaiting you. There are bigger rewards. There's 20,000 Rand checks, 50,000 Rand checks along the way. Fancy little USB drive that we give our wealth engineers at rank 5. All our video collaterals on that thing. It plugs into almost every device. We've got rank 7 business cards awaiting you. These cost us about 12,500 Rand to get manufactured. They are luxurious and exorbitant business cards. But again, they serve purpose. Even our rewards are not arbitrary. Every reward that we give our wealth engineers serves purpose. These business cards are designed to push your credibility through the roof when you sit down and have meetings with people that are considering doing DuePoint. At rank 9, we take you and your family to our rank 9 international conference every single year for the rest of your life. That is business class flights there and back. It's to a 5-star luxury resort. It's 7 days away, and it is an all expenses paid trip that you get to enjoy. Did I say it? You get to enjoy this every single year for the rest of your life with your family. So it is an amazing incentive to reach at rank 9. Take a look at the video. This is what we got up to last year. This is the Western Turtle Bay in Mauritius. We're going to Little Fair this year, which is only days away to our next rank 9 trip. So take a look.
All of your wind has gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sound where no one can see. You stand on at the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
How does that look? Like I said, we are days away from our next Rank 9 trip. Very excited to be getting there. And again, our Rank 9 trip is available for every single person. We don't take away the top wealth engineers. We take away everyone that has reached that point of 1,000 products in their channel, right? It's not a competition. This is a business that collaborates and rewards people for the activity that they've done in building their channels. 2 ranks later, we spend R250,000 buying our wealth engineer a brand new car. So that happens at rank 11. You get to choose any car you like. There's no DuePoint stickers. The car is yours. We pay for it cash in your name, and you get to drive around in a car without a debit order at the end of the month. So that is our rewards program. That's a taste of the rewards program. The rewards program goes up to rank 28. So we've only discussed the first third of the rewards program. Then this weekend we have, or on Saturday morning at least, we have our generators workshop. So the wealth generators workshop is for rank 4s only and above. So I'm speaking to all the rank 4s out there. Make sure that you tune into this. If you're in Gauteng, you better make sure that you come to head office to attend the Wealth Generators Workshop on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. Brendan is going to be announcing one of the big incentives for 2019. So you're not going to want to miss the Generators Workshop. Every rank 4 and above needs to be in their seats here in Gauteng. If you're outside of Gauteng, you better be streaming it live, because you want to be one of the first people to find out about what's happening in 2019. And we are launching it on the 1st of December, which is Saturday. So you get to partake in it a month before the incentive actually starts. So you don't want to miss it, right? So make sure that you tune in for that. It'll be apparent to all the people in the intro presentation straight afterwards. So make sure that you get all your guests watching the intro presentation afterwards too. And with that, my invitation to you as guests this evening is to come join us in this business called DuePoint. I know we are at the end of the year. Everyone feels like they are on holiday already. Perhaps some of us are exhausted from 2018, and that's okay. But what I want you to realize is that with every day with DuePoint is an opportunity to build wealth. Even though we might only have 35, 40 days left of the year, there is still a lot of opportunity for people to end 2018 on a high note. Because we all know December is good for consumers. I don't want to say good for consumers, good for businesses that provide to consumers, right? Instead of being consumers, let's turn the tide on that and start becoming people who are focused on wealth creation. And that is my invitation to you. Come join a business that wants to see you become wealthy in this lifetime. That is my invitation to you. If you have any questions, you're welcome to speak to me. If you're on the live chat, you're welcome to ask any questions on the chat. I'll go out and speak to Bridgie and take a look at the chat, answer any questions that you might have. Otherwise, I sincerely wish everyone has a prosperous end of this year. Prosperous, you've got to make it prosperous. Good luck.